Lights are off, time has stopped, read you loud and clear. Come on talk, won't you talk, bring it over here. This could be in my mind, this could be in my mind.
I gotta say, guys, I use shotguns. You see me a lot. I've been refraining from using pulse rifles too much simply because I really do not like Clever Dragon, and I really don't like Blind Perdition and seeing how infested Crucible is at time with them, because if you pretty much lock it down with a good pulse and a good shotty, you pretty much got it made, man. You're gonna be just fine in just about all of your engagements. So I decided to go the polar fucking opposite, and I'm using kind of a different setup than I've ever used before, man. I'm rocking a Wormwood sidearm, and I'm also rocking the distance dart. Now this is a scout rifle sidearm combination that I honestly was just I actually just put it on and was upgrading some stuff, forgot I had it on, entered a Crucible match, and then I started running around with it because I didn't feel like changing weapons, and lo and behold, man, I'm finding that this combination really fucking works, dude. And I guess it might, be just specifically the weapons that I got and the loadouts that I got into. And so let's just jump in a little bit about what's in each one of these weapons and why I think this is a great combination to be using.
Come and walk, won't you walk like we on the moon? Hit the top, don't you stop till I'm under you. This could be in my mind, this could be in my mind. But I think I'm seeing signs, I'm about to make you mine. Come a little closer, send your calls and love in my way. I need an extra space. Come a little closer, just a little closer, baby. Come a little closer, just a little closer.
So the scout rifle I'm using, guys, is Distance Dart. You probably saw it in the last Iron Banner, and I think you're probably going to have a chance to get it, whether that's in the bounties or as a drop here with this next Iron Banner coming up. But it's the same art type of Mida multi-tool, so if I've got any Mida fans in here, man, you're going to feel right at home with this. And this is not the best perks that you can get on this scout, but it's the ones that I got, and I can tell you right now, it was working very effectively for me, even with the lack of stability perks there. I was enjoying it, hammer forged on mine with single point sling. I think single point sling is definitely a perk a lot of people tend to overlook. And then I also had Firefly, and for what I was using this for, Firefly is definitely not the perk I guess I would want to have on a scout rifle, but for what I was using it for in terms of just driving people off of cap points and like just using it here in classic 6v6, it was working really well for me.
Extra space. Come a little closer, just a little closer, baby.
3 down.
I'm not really hard to satisfy when it comes to like sidearms, because most sidearms I feel like are pretty decent to begin with if you got a good roll on it. But man, this Wormwood has just impressed the hell out of me, man. Now I've got mine with True Sight. I do have mine with high caliber rounds, which definitely helps. I gotta say, hand loaded as well, along with hidden hand. Now all those things are not exactly those. That seems like a really good roll, and it is. But a lot of times I have like my primary on. I use sidearms just for gunning down shotgunners and stuff like that whenever they're trying to push up on me. So I usually like something like Hot Swap to just have that really bonus accuracy when swapping to my sidearm. But at the same token, man, I cannot overlook the fact that this sidearm is absolutely disgusting. It's been working for me so well enough that I don't know, I'm about to just main sidearm here on out. So there's a lot of different play styles, guys, in this game. And I feel like a lot of people tend to just kind of mess themselves up because they're kind of going with two extremes. I've seen people rock a scout rifle, shotgun combo, which by all means is okay for you to rock. Again, guys, use whatever you want to use that you feel most comfortable with. Here's my thing about that, though. I feel like sometimes the transition from something like a scout to the shotty combo is not necessarily as smooth as I would have liked it to be. But something about sitting there spamming that R2 button with this high fire rate scout rifle, just to transition, just to swap over to a sidearm that you're essentially doing the same thing, but at a closer mid-range level. You see where I'm coming from. And not only that, scout rifles, you tend to kind of like keep an arm's length on everyone, kind of keep yourself at a distance because you're going to get eat up in those mid-ranges by something like Last Word or maybe even something like a pulse rifle like Clever Dragon or Blind Perdition. So I was kind of like keeping myself at arm's length, and that's kind of the same play style that you would use with a sidearm. You know, a lot of people really jumped up in arms and said Trespasser is a horrible sidearm, and I'm like, it's really not. It's just you're so used to being in this shotgun mentality, this short range, up close mentality, that you're putting yourself, you're positioning yourself in a bad place, and that's the main reason why you're losing. You know, a lot of the times people complain about meta and they complain about what's going on with certain weapons and how much people are using certain weapons, but again, a lot of that is dictated by maps, the way our maps are structured, the architecture of it, and why people would even use those setups to begin with, because it's just easier to use a shotgun on something like fire-based Delphi. You see where I'm coming from? And so there's just certain maps that just would push you more to using those meta weapons. I found this to be a really nice break from the usual. I've been scrimming a bunch, doing a lot of forwards and stuff like that, and so it's kind of nice to just take a breather, man, to just throw on something other than a palindrome matador combo. And that's the thing, man. You got to enjoy this game. You got to enjoy what you're playing with, and it's just something enjoyable about melting. You know, people say get a fusion rifle if you want to melt shotgun users. Man, get a good sidearm. You'll be melting people. I tell you, dude. I was just wrecking people with this sidearm, and it's something extremely satisfying to just kind of slap a shotgun user in the mouth, man. I don't know what it is. Anyways, guys, try this combination for yourself. Now, I did use Mida a couple of times with it, but I highly suggest going for a very fast rate of fire weapon in combination with this sidearm, and you'll really enjoy it. And like I said, the transition between the two is real easy, man. I felt like I really enjoyed it. Also, if you got any combinations below that you would like to mention to me, for me to try out, man, again, I'm always open for things that kind of complement each other, and especially something outside of the norm that we see here in Crucible. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for coming and watching. I'll catch y'all later.
Slap that like button like your mama told you right.
Lights are off, time to stop, read you loud and clear. Come on, talk, won't you talk, bring it over here. This could be in my mind, this could be in my mind, but I think I'm seeing